Hey, I'm Andrea, and I did a stupid. So this story spans the length of about the whole week, and it is a chain of events which eventually leads to me being in a dumpster. Not figuratively. So it all starts with these. I put my keys on a chain about last year because I found that I'm way too forgetful to not have it on a necklace. But it's gotten to the point where the chain, which is just a cheap little Forever 21 necklace with the charm taken off, it leaves my neck green. So I don't really wear it around my neck very often. But I always have it in my bag. I never forget it. And it really is useful. So if you have keys, I really do recommend this method. But one day, I went to economics, and I was in a hurry, and I didn't really have time to put it in my pocket. I don't know. So I went to economics that day wearing the keys around my neck, despite the potential neck greenness. It's on that day that my teacher actually commented on my keys. I said, yep, never forget them. Bragging, proud of my invention. By that night, I would forget them. Later that day, I had art class, and I happened to have art class with one of my roommates, and in a hurry to leave for class, because we were late again, I left my keys on the dresser, because we were just going to come back together, and then I wouldn't have to worry about them. But it just so happened that that day was the day that Bridget would not be coming back to the room with me, so I ended up locked out. No big deal, I have another roommate. I'll just ask her to open up the door. But on that particular day, she happened to have left the apartment, and to have left her phone in the apartment. So when I tried to call her, I couldn't. My other roommate was not available, so I was locked out. The very same day I had been bragging about my keys, I was locked out. So, that made me a bit more wary. Oh, and in addition to being locked out, the fee for getting let back into your apartment is $5, so now I also owe them $5, the kind people who let me back into my apartment. So there's that. Fast forward a few days, and my roommates are both currently gone because they went to church today, and I did not. So instead, I decided to clean all of the things. I'd already taken out the trash earlier today. It's the very first thing I did. But by the end of all my cleaning, I had an entire trash bin full again of dirty rags and all sorts of things. So I went to go take out the trash, but I stopped because I didn't have my keys on me. And as I previously learned this week, do not ever leave your apartment without your keys. It's very important, even when you think you're going to be let back in. So even though I left the door ajar and I didn't really need my keys, I brought them with me. But I just held them in my hand because, as I previously said, they turn my neck green. No one wants green neck. So I made my way with my trash bag and my keys over to the big, giant, stinky dumpster that only gets emptied out once a week. And that day happens to be Tuesday, so it's pretty ripe here on Sunday. As I went to put the trash into the dumpster, the keys slipped from my hand and went into the darkest depths of the dumpster. So, with all my precautions, I'm still left keyless. I just kind of sat there for a while. I just sat there on the edge of the dumpster, just staring at them down at the bottom, under eggshells, coffee grounds, box of tampons. You name it, it was on top of my keys. I had to climb into the trash can and pull all the stuff that was in the way of the keys out of the way. And even when I had my full body in the trash can, there was no way, unless I wanted to lie down in the trash, would I be able to reach my keys down at the very corner, bottom, soaking in a marinade of rubbish. So luckily, having left the door open of my apartment, I ran back inside and got this. This used to be a hanger. I then folded it into a makeshift key retriever. So, I grabbed this, and I was able to retrieve my keys. If you're having a bad day, at least you didn't drop your keys in the dumpster. Okay, bye. And by the way, these have been sanitized, and I have showered since the incident. Just thought you should know I'm not disgusting. Okay, bye!